Happy Tuesday. Welcome back to Reality Water Cooler. I am Sarah from Texas, and this is our place to chat all the latest celebrity news, reality TV, Jeff Lewis Live. I can already see the lag. Like, see that? It's not that way on my phone, on my iPad for TikTok. So it's something about my computer, which is going to drive me nuts. I'm not techie. Shouldn't the Wi-Fi be the same, or is it my computer that's making things slow? Driving me insane. Wait, what's going on with Gypsy Rose? Oh, is she going to be on TV? Lisa? Welcome, everybody. Dee is here, and Lisa and Sarah and Michael Riley, Kay Kitty, Topper, Michelle, Mary. How are you? Let us know where you're from, what you're doing, what you thought about the show. What'd you watch last night? I didn't watch anything last night. What did I watch last night? I mean, I was resting my dang foot, yet I think I'd have watched TV. Oh, I feel like I watched a true crime, but I can't think about what it was at all. What the heck? I watched a couple of TMZs. I watched a couple of TMZs that were from Monday and then yesterday. Yeah. Wait, no. Today's Tuesday. And I don't watch Sunday's TMZ because that's always a 1 hour recap of the whole week. So anyways. Oh, Jace over on TikTok says, what is a chump? What? You must not listen to Jeff Lewis Live. So Jeff Lewis calls his fans chumps, and Pina, shout out, years ago named us the Chumpettes. So anyways, thank y'all for being over there. Hey, Sinead. Okay. Thank you for tapping the screen. Thank you for reminding people to tap, Sinead. I appreciate it. Oh my gosh, y'all are being awesome. Oh, Lisa, my love and BFF forever. Right back to you, girlfriend. Thank you. LTD is hitting the number 20 of the thumbs up over on YouTube. Thank you for the reminder for everybody to hit the thumbs up. There are 61 of us on, so we should have 61 thumbs ups already, not just 20 or what was that one? Yeah, 20. Anyways. Okay, let me get that off because it bugs me so much. Anyways, if anyone wants to come on with a question or comment, just hit that StreamYard link. All you do is copy that. So take the HTTPS, just copy and paste it into your Safari, your Google, your Chrome, your whatever you use. So thank you, Samantha. Y'all are being sweet. Went to the casino last night. Did you win, Heather? Oh my gosh. I wonder how close. Well, okay, I guess the closest casino to us is Lake Charles, Louisiana, which is about, oh gosh, is Lake Charles 2 hours or 3 hours? Anyways, yeah, I love that. It's so fun. Did I miss something with the bird finder? What is that? Lisa, you're so sweet. The bird finger? What does that mean? Wait, what? Is Sarah in the UK? Is Sarah in London? Is she shooting us the finger? I'm kidding. Anyways, okay, let's get started. Hope you're having a great day. If you've been following me on Instagram, I think I tried to put it up on YouTube also. And I talked about it yesterday. Went and injured myself Sunday on a light walk, a light casual walk. Okay, so I know the podiatrist wants me in a boot on my right foot in preparation for my bunion surgery on the left foot later this year in September. Well, I can't do a boot for 4 to 6 weeks. I just can't. So even though the blah, 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 tendonitis, whatever the big long word is, in my right foot does bother me sometimes, not enough to get a $750 PRP, like the blood infusion stuff, shot in my foot, and then get in a boot for 4 to 6 weeks, not working out, not doing anything. I'm like, no, can't do that. Well, he tells me you can't even walk. You can't activate. You can't do anything that activates this tendon on your right foot. I mean, nothing. Walking, body pump, nothing. So of course I've sort of listened to him, but not exactly. Don't remind me that our dog ran the 6K a few weeks ago. After he told me that. But on Sunday, I was taking a light walk before I was meeting my sister-in-law to get our birthday massages done, and did something. And it hurt so freaking bad. Immediately, I had to end my walk. Luckily, I was only like a minute into it and had to walk back home. Literally was hobbling the rest of the day. It was miserable. Um, some of y'all thought it might be gout. Some of y'all with the picture was like, it's your bunion. Some of y'all said arthritis. So on Monday, I got an appointment with him for today, and it's my bunion. So they did another surgery. I've never had a surgery. They did another X-ray on my left foot just to see what it was. By the time I explained it to the nurse, I didn't even notice it. She had gotten the table ready with a shot and the cold spray out. As I'm waiting for the podiatrist, about 10 minutes, sitting there by myself, I look over and see the tray, and I'm like, oh, hell no. Like, what did I tell her? Because trust me, it feels a hell of a lot better today. Like, Sunday was horrific. I was definitely hobbling. In the mall, we went to a spa at the mall. Everyone and their dog was there. So I had to park so far away from the entrance to the spa. I was hobbling. It hurt so bad. I was basically walking on the outside of my foot, so I didn't activate the big toe. By Monday, I guess it was feeling better, but I just figured it's because I was walking on the outside of my foot. I just wasn't activating that big toe underneath, right? Well, I do think it was getting better. And then I finally started taking some Advil. So instead of taking 2, I was taking 3 Advils at a time, maybe like every 8 hours. I don't know. I think I took it like 3 times in a day. Rested yesterday, didn't do any walks. I was so nervous. There's no way I felt like I could walk normal. Rested, and I was icing my foot. Okay. So I didn't do any walks yesterday. I was wearing tennis shoes inside the house. I still have the tennis shoes on because he wants me in lace up tennis shoes all day if I can, especially walking inside. So by the time he comes in, I explained it to him and I said, a lot of people think it might be gout. And he's like, no, gout usually lasts like 7 days. And it would be, usually it's red, usually it's super tender to touch. Well, he was touching it today and like moving it up and down way more than I'd ever been able to do that Sunday and Sunday night. So I knew it had gotten better. And I said, look, whatever this is, it is so much better today. But I had Googled and saw that if it was gout, that I needed medicine for it. So I wanted to get that medicine. You know what I mean? Oh my gosh, don't remind me about I need a knee scooter. I think I'll have to have the knee scooter by the time I do it. Lisa says Sarah's surgery will cost a little more than her new bumper. Well, I don't know what the surgery is going to cost. I've never had a surgery in my life, ever. But the good news is I didn't have to get the shot at the podiatrist. He said he could give it to me if I was still having pain. And I said, right now, when the nurse asked me what my pain level was as I was standing to get the x-rays, I said, right now it's a 0. I said, but I feel like I'm, the weight, I'm not moving and the weight is off of my big toe. So basically, I didn't have to get the shot. He looked at my x-rays and explained a little more about these 2 little tiny round bones. They're basically supposed to be like here, like tiny little ovaries, a kind of centered below your big bone of your big toe. Mine have moved and they're basically on top of each other. So it's basically something like that. I basically irritated the hell out of it. And once I was icing, once I was resting, it was all better. And he said, yeah, this can happen again. He said, I know you're scheduled to have your bunionectomy or whatever it's called, the bunion surgery, later this year. He said, so it can happen again. But the good news is if you don't want the shot, because I let him know right away, I did not want that darn shot in my foot. He also pressed on accident the middle of where the plantar fasciitis is on the left foot. Because, I can't just have one problem. I got the matching bunions on each foot. I got the tendonitis on the right foot. I got the plantar fasciitis on the left foot. And now, whatever I had Sunday where I irritated the bunion, basically. Oh, my God. So I go to check out, and she says, I wonder what it cost last week when I was there. Gosh, I can't remember. But last week I got a shot. But I got x-rays this time. And I don't think I got x-rays last week. because I already had x-rays. Anyways, now I'm curious what I paid. But anyways, they said, oh, well, you've already met your deductible, so it'll be $11. I was like, thank you, Jesus. Then I go home and I look at my insurance online, and it doesn't say I've met my deductible yet. My deductible is $8,100. Well, Hannah says, did they look for any fracture in the sesamoid bones? He didn't. That's the word he was talking about. Is that the two little round bones? So he does show a fracture. He said, I either had an injury that I didn't know about that he said is very common. He thinks this is just my normal. So basically, that's just how my foot is. Because I don't remember ever breaking a toe or any pain like that. So I don't know. Seismic. Yeah, it was called something like that. Anyways, so I am feeling better. I did tell my friend that I'm not going to go to Body Pump tonight. I probably won't go Thursday night. I do really want to stay on some Advil, keep icing my foot, keep wearing the tennis shoes all the time, and just figure it out. I've had orthotics. Those annoy me. I had the $500 custom orthotics 15 years ago. I threw them in the trash. Lulu says, does that run in your family? I know my dad had bunions, and I can see, I need to look at my daughters. I know one of my sons, I have one son. I know one of my kids has bunions because I've seen his feet, and he's only 17. They don't bother him yet, but I don't think mine bothered me at 17 either. But the thing is, I don't think you ever really know that you have foot pain until people start talking about it. Like I remembered in my 20s going, well, doesn't everyone's feet hurt? Like I thought when women wear high heels, when people run marathons, like all I was doing in my young 20s, I just thought, of course your feet hurt. Not knowing that I had these terrible bunions. I mean, I kind of thought that's what my feet look like. That's what everyone's feet look like. I don't stare at people's feet. You know what I mean? Oh, Hannah was a former runner. You had surgery to remove yours. Yeah. So I guess it does run in my family, but I guess I could ask. My dad had 11 or 12 brothers and sisters. Well, he was the 12th, so he had 11 brothers and sisters that are still alive. I guess I could ask them, take a look at your feet. Let me know if you have bunions. Louise, yes, check it out. I did finish Love Hotel after our podcast yesterday. I'd watched almost all of it, like maybe 3 minutes that I hadn't watched. And I think it's really good. Like, I'm excited for them. And I hope they don't ruin it for us. Like, I don't want them going on podcasts right now. We know this was filmed last September. Okay. So I don't want to know if Ashley is still dating. If they've kept it a surprise this long, that'll be awesome. But it's Ashley, Giselle from Potomac, and then Shayna Bedore from OC, and then Countess Luann from New York. And boy, Countess Luann is she takes dating very seriously, and she gets the motion in the ocean as often as she needs it, for sure. It's all fake. Don't tell me that. I think they really are trying to find love. I meant to click on it. Bravo and Cocktails had a thing that said, check. Oh, well, I keep forgetting I have my phone now. Bravo and Cocktails had a thing that said, here's what they were paid. Did anybody click on that? I guess it was 13 days. Okay, here it is on Bravo and Cocktails. Head to bravoandcocktails.com. So I got to go to the website to learn, there's a typo, what the ladies got paid for 18 days of filming. Okay, did anyone go there? Wait, why does it say no comments yet after 6 hours? Oh, link and story. What are they doing with all these links and stories things? They're doing a bunch. Oh, they're really promoting their website. Check out the comments section on bravoandcocktails.com. So I guess people are going to there. I guess they're changing things up. Whoever is guiding them, or if they're the business people, they know exactly what they're doing at Bravo and Cocktails. They are running that account. I've DM'd with them. It's 2 girls. They keep themselves private, right? What are their names? I think they tell us their names. B and anyways, even if they're on vacation, they're posting all the time. Like, they are really worker bees and are really building up that account. And it always has good news. It always good news. Not good news, but all the good gossip. Oh, for sure. Michael Riley says Lou is a serial dater. I mean, good for her, right? She's hot. She's working. Her kids are raised. She's got her own money. She doesn't need a husband unless he's super rich. Thank you, Abby Duck, reminding people to hit the thumbs up for me. Thank you. Oh, you think it seems fake, Cecile? I think the guys seem genuine. Like, they, at those ages, I mean, I know any age can be looking for fame and, Instagram likes and stuff, but they seemed really genuine, the guys that they found. So I don't know. I wonder how they did find it. I don't know. Oh, that's the podcast it's on. Thank you. Okay. So I haven't caught up with all my DMs, but I read one this morning that said something like, what do you think about Avi leaving Sutton? And I'm like, wait, what? And so I go to Sutton's thing. I go to Avi's. I'm like, Avi's thing still says that he is, the house assistant or whatever he calls it. So this is Avi, the guy that's been on for, gosh, 3 or 4 seasons at least. Oh, there's a new story. Okay. Well, he was at the Dynasty typewriter. Okay, so he's still milking the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills stuff. His thing still says executive property manager for Real Housewife of Beverly Hills, Sutton Stratton, Bel Air, West Hollywood, Augusta, and New York. So they still follow each other on Instagram too. So there's no bad blood, I guess. Good Lord. I was like, why is Bethany Frankel half naked? It's because people like me look at it and look at her body and go, why is she half naked in a bathing suit? Anyways, Yvonne Gal says, anyone listen to Anna Kinkosas and Ace said today they are going to interview Avi, Sutton's assistant. So does Anna have a new podcast? Is Ace? I'm so confused on that podcast. I know Anna had it with like 2 or 3 other people, and David was one of them from Behind the Velvet Rope, and then that quickly died out after like a month or 2. So, wait, what? Heather says, I told my husband about the man crying about his late wife. Oh, on the show. And he asked if he was crying because his new boat was going to be delayed. Oh my God. No, I thought he was genuine. It was that, Earl the Pearl? Is that the one that Shannon's wanting? I can't remember. Hey, Kimberly J, you're not late at all. Get right in. Okay, it's just Anna and Ace now. Okay. Yeah, I think it was 4 of them before. What was that? Court something? Bravo Court or something like that? I can't even remember. Okay, well, let me know. Okay, well, how can we find that out? What's the podcast name? Or is it under Anna Kinkosas? Love how I say it. Anna Kinkosas. Let's see. Oh, she's with her grandbaby. I see about a cookbook. Okay, Reality Court. On this episode, shady on the timeline. Okay, I guess he hasn't been on yet, but it's called Reality Court.
Thank you for having me today, Positive.
I guess maybe she announced it on her podcast that she's going to have him on. I don't know. Oh, I forgot she was at Chump Con. I keep forgetting about that. I was like, why does she have a post about Chump Con? I forget that she came by, or, she got a comp ticket there. Anyways, I don't know. Is there any drama about it? Like, why would they? Oh, Melissa, I didn't talk about what you really told me, though. I kept that to myself. I'll just say a chumpette told me some stuff about Sutton, and I was like, I kept that to myself, though, because I didn't know if I should say it. Okay, Melissa says they announced yesterday that they're interviewing him this week. So there's podcast that comes out on a certain day, so I'm assuming it'll be sometime next week. I don't know. Wait, what? Stoney says, did you all see the orange tan, heavily filtered posts of emaciated Tracy Tudor and drunk Joey Zozig at Stagecoach. Cringe. No, I did not. But they did talk about that more and kind of the drama of it all. Most people told me they like Megan's podcast. Michael Riley said the first episode was kind of boring. I think she has 3 episodes out now, right? Thank you, Heather. Remind everybody to tap the screen. I appreciate it. We don't know yet. We don't know. All we know, oh, she's looking skeletal. Yike. Yeah. Well, did they? I mean, how much was he being paid? Clearly, he's loving. I mean, even on his Instagram, it says something like Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. I'm like, honey, you're an assistant of somebody that's on the show. Like, I don't know that should be your main identity, but it is. Somebody said he's not gay. Is he straight? Is Avi straight? If so, he's the most metro one everywhere. Thank you, Charlie Charles, for reminding everybody to hit the thumbs up. No, Sarah says, is Tracy Tudor still with that younger guy? Wasn't he her trainer? No, they lived together for basically during COVID. I think they were together 3 or 4 years though, but they're not together anymore for sure. Oh, it wasn't good. Anyways, okay. The Valley comes on tonight. Andy Cohen was saying, he said, I think yesterday and today, he is married to a woman. That is so interesting to me. First of all, I guess I thought he was, I mean, not that you can't travel for your job. It seems like such a very, how do I put this? Okay, being a property manager, a property assistant, whatever he calls himself, you know, to Sutton, it seems like a very, a job that you would work a lot at. So I guess I thought he was a single guy, definitely not married to a woman. I didn't necessarily think he was into women, truth be told. It says executive property manager for Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, Sutton Strack. So he's still claiming it. I mean, I guess that is a full-time job. I guess it would pay enough if you're Sutton Strack. I just didn't think that was his only job. I guess it's time for him to move on. I don't know. What else would he do, though? Wait, what? Sarah says we need receipts, screenshots, timelines about Avi. Someone do a deep dive. That's true. Stoney says, well, married or kids mean nothing these days. Just look at Sarah's. Y'all, that's not true. And I don't think they're my friends anymore. They don't talk to me at all anymore. Shout out. Anyways. What does that mean? I just read on Bravo and Cocktails that they are filming it this week. Well, because yes, but Andy Cohen didn't say they were filming it this week. They're definitely filming it in New York. Not in New York. They're definitely filming it in LA because they even said, oh, well, you know, Kristen and I are pretty soon. They can't fly. And he said, well, I'm flying to LA. We're doing the reunion there. But he also said he's never done a reunion before the season was over. So basically, over the last few days or week, he's had to binge basically 14 episodes of The Valley. That way he's ready for the reunion. So like I said, since Nia and Kristen are both due mid-June, they don't want them to have the baby because really, I mean, it's April 29th. They could have their babies any day now, right? It's crazy. Oh, really? Raquel says, Avi is not like Shane. It's time to move on. I wonder when Shane will take the next step. Isn't it going to be weird? I know Jeff obviously had Jenny. We saw all of that on TV a lot more. I know he had an assistant right before that. What was the guy's name that like left? Will? Wasn't that Jeff's assistant for a little while? He like left to drive across town or across the country to like find himself or something. And now Shane's been with Jeff since just over 5 years. So we've all gotten to know Jeff and Shane as a, you know, boss assistant couple. It's going to be so weird if and when Shane ever moves on. It's so crazy to think of that. He is? Okay, wow. Melissa says, yes, Avi is married to a woman. He has, we talked about this a while back because I had heard that he was married to a woman. He has kids, and his kids go to an Orthodox Jewish school here in LA. Interesting. Charlie says, have you heard anything about Jeff Lewis? Jeff Lewis's friend that had cancer. I've not heard Jeff mention him at all. I'm assuming you're talking about Andrew, and I have not heard anything about Andrew. And he used to call me and text me randomly, Andrew Coleman. And I've asked him, all okay. Someone sent me a sad DM about you. That was last November 7th. Like the last time he texted me was miss you hanging in August 8th. And I think that's the day I'd flown in to the Phoenix live event for Jeff Lewis Live. So I don't know what's going on with him. I know, he had posted something about like a picture or a video of a casket, and everyone was like, did Andrew pass away? Like, I don't know anything. It's so weird. But yeah, Andrew from Flipping Out. His wife has a beard. Wait, what? Who are y'all talking about? Y'all get the nitty-gritty over here on comments. Yeah, I know. I'm not the only one shocked that he's married to a woman and has kids. Well, in 2025, it's not 1940 anymore where you got to hide things. And is he, I don't know, is he hiding anything? Jordy says, Michael, that wife has a beard, literally and metaphorically. Oh my gosh. Goodness. Yes. Can you message? Sarah says, I feel like I have asked about him. I'm not going to keep texting him and bothering him, Where did it go? I definitely said, just checking on you. I said, someone sent me a sad DM about you. Okay, on January 31st of this year, I said, how are you? I stumbled across Flipping Out season 6, 7, and 8 on Netflix, and it made me smile to see baby Andrew on my TV again. It still says delivered, so does that mean he didn't read it? Like, I don't even know. I have no idea. I have to think Jeff would announce if something had happened to him, right? He was on seasons 1 and 2 of Hollywood House Lift. He was on Jeff Lewis Live, a lot during Hollywood House Lift. He was at his season 1 premiere party. He was at his season 2 premiere party. I took pictures with him both times, hung out with him. So I don't know. It's so weird. Right? Sarah said, Chumpette Shade is strong tonight, and I'm here for it. Y'all don't forget, Sarah tunes in from London. So she's 6 hours of later than us in Texas. So she's at nighttime over there for sure. Anyways, okay, happy birthday, Lucy. It's Lucy's 3rd birthday today. Andrew Coleman, Andy Cohen's little girl. And he tells a funny story on Andy Cohen Live this morning about, it's obviously pre-recorded because his Tuesdays and Thursdays aren't live. But yesterday he'd gotten her all ready and thought she had this. She goes to a little school, so a little, day school, basically preschool, if you will, nursery school, they call it. And he thought that she had a field trip to a zoo. He had the complete wrong day. So he takes her to school, gets her all ready, packs the lunch, blah, blah, blah. It's like in a few weeks. So he was like, she was saying something like, Daddy messed up. Daddy made a mistake. Yeah, somebody should. Mary said someone should call in and ask Jeff how Andrew was doing. Yeah, I definitely think so. Oh, Teresa says lavender marriages still exist, which makes me so sad. So sad that people can't be themselves. You know what I mean? And, I wonder sometimes if that is done for like, I don't know if the tax benefits are still there, but, for like medical insurance and things like that. Just makes me sad that there's benefits for people being married when, there shouldn't be a negative thing. Like I shouldn't get a benefit just because I'm married. You know what I mean? Anyways, I know I've kind of alluded to that, but we haven't Stony says, what does everyone make of Teddi's miracle? She did post yesterday that it had been like 72 days since she was first diagnosed, and then she had the surgery. Then they found more tumors, and then she made some really heartfelt posts about like planning for the end of her life type things. And then all of a sudden, it's like the cancer's gone after a very short immunotherapy and some radiation. I mean, I don't know. I really hope it's all true. Obviously, we want everyone that's dealing with cancer or any kind of disease to be cleared of it and to be in remission. It's very quick. And I know a lot about cancer with my mom, my dad, my brother, and friends. And it's a miracle. That's very fast. So it was the timeline is a lot. Yes. Well, not 7 days, 72 days. Stoney says Teddi's miraculous recovery from terminal brain cancer to total wellness in just 7 days. Yeah, it was interesting. Not going to say a lot about it because obviously it's a touchy subject, but just hope she's doing well. Absolutely. Kimberly J says, I will support any miracle for Teddi. I wasn't the biggest fan, but I hope 100% that she's okay. Absolutely. For sure. I'm surprised. Like, did they ever do that on Sex and the City? I know they didn't do it on the original show, but y'all know I could only last like 1 or 2 episodes of the reboot of Sex and the City. It was a little too just blatantly in your face. I just can't do the reboot. I just can't get into it. Charlie says that lavender marriage sounds like an old episode of Sex and the City, for sure. Okay, that's the last comment we're going to say. I'm going to read out loud about it. Heather says, I really think Teddi needs to hope that this is gone for her morale. Yes, absolutely. Trust me, thinking positive and having positive thoughts and all of that goes a long way in anyone's illness or situation, and the same can go for, just living in negativity does a whole lot of damage for us. So stress and all of that. So thank you. Stoney said exactly what I was trying to avoid, the word woke, but it's true. Stoney says the reboot was so woke and cringe. I just can't. That's true. Louise says, let her think positive. Don't stand in judgment and yuck her yum. I don't know that it's judgment or more than medical confusion, because anyone that's known anyone with cancer, it's hard to go from stage 4 terminal brain cancer to it's all gone in 72 days. And anyways, that's all I'm going to say about it. Wait, I love it. Lisa says I've lost weight, so my granny panties are too big. By the way, a lot of you have DM'd me what my code is for Mochi Health. So it is, if I don't get back to you in time, my Mochi referral code that will save you $40 off your first medicine, and it gives me $40 off my future medicine that I buy through them, is on my link tree on all of my stuff. So my TikTok profile, my YouTube profile, my Instagram, my Mochi link is there, and you just copy and paste it and go to joinmochi.com and you will get started to be on the weight loss medication. Love it, love it, love it. I'm tracking my weight. I'm tracking my food. I'm definitely tracking my weight. So anyways, okay. Yes, for sure. Okay. That's it on that. Let's check the Jeff Lewis live. I guess the Valley, today's Tuesday. I guess I would think if they were going to, Andy said they're trying to figure out when they're going to do the reunion, but I don't know if it's this week. But Bravo and Cocktails is almost never wrong. Those people are always wrong. I love it, love it, love it. Wait, Charlie says an over 40-ish was married to an obvious gay man and got her pregnant, and Charlotte was upset because she couldn't get pregnant. Oh, on the original Sex and the City. Oh. Oh my God, I love Charlotte. I wanted to be a Charlotte. If I could be any of them, then I wanted to be a Charlotte. What Sex and the City do you think you are, and who are you really? Because I'm probably none of them, but I wanted to be a Charlotte. She's so elegant and beautiful and timeless and classic. Oh gosh, y'all are on one today in the comments. Good Lord. Heather going after PK. Heather says PK has left Dorit because there's no more valuables to rob and claim. Talking about the insurance. Oh, Nut Fam wants to be Samantha or thinks she's Samantha. I love it. Charlie, you've never watched Sex in the City? My friends and I think one or two of us had HBO in the 90s when it was on, and we would get together on Sunday nights and watch it. Oh, Charlie Charles says, I'm definitely Carrie and half Charlotte. Oh my God, I love that. I was never cool enough to be Carrie. Not into fashion, not a New Yorker, not a city girl. I'm definitely a suburban girl. Nut Fam is a he. Says I'm a he. I'm sorry. Nut Fam is a male Samantha. Ooh, I love it. A male Samantha. Love, love, love. Michael Riley, I'm not even going to repeat that. Oh my gosh. Kimberly J says, I wanted to be Samantha so bad. I can't do casual encounters. I wish I could so bad. Oh, you're a, what did Oscar teach us that's called? Not an empath, but where you have to have an emotional connection. I'm like, doesn't everyone have to have an emotional connection before they have sex? Then I realized, oh, not everyone does. Oh yeah, Aiden. I liked Big. Lisa says, I just always had a crush on Aiden. Yeah. Okay, let's chat Justin Martindale. Let's chat. Somebody posted about him. Joey Zozig and Beverly D'Angelo were on the first hour. Woo! Joey got railed. I mean, he like bent over and took it all. I was kind of wondering where it was going to go. So Jeff brings up again that this influencer trip that Jeff and Shane and other chumps went on, Joey was invited and had accepted to go for Molly Sims and her Wise Beauty brand. But then kind of last minute, he got offered a paid gig at, what's the other one? What's the freaking, the other big, not Coachella, Stagecoach, at Stagecoach. And so he actually asked Jeff, but Jeff now says, you didn't tell me all the information. Like I gave you my opinion, but very important was that you were paid by a competing skincare brand. So then Molly's probably like, oh, like not only are you not coming, you're on your Instagram and your TikTok saying, oh, this is the best skincare ever. Very confusing, right? So I was like, ooh, I could see the problem. But then I was like, I don't know. Jeff is always like, look, I support everyone. I don't ever want to hurt anyone's business, but yet he has. He's like, I don't want people coming for my business, so I don't come for their business. But in essence, this caller calls in and says, look, Jeff, you're all saying that, but yet you've sold us Leah Black Beauty for years, and now you're all buddied up and coupled up with Molly Sims and Wise Beauty. And Jeff didn't really have anything to say about that. He was like, look, I've used Leah Black's products for 2 years. I'm like, 2 years? The hell you have? Y'all have been friends. Leah Black, okay, I don't know when she created Leah Black Beauty, but it's not 2 years ago. Like she's had this skincare line, I feel like for 20, 30 years. Like I feel like she had her skincare line long before she was on Real Housewives of Miami. Like she's done it for a long time. So I feel like Jeff has also done the Leah Black, the Jeff.com, Jeff20, all the different things. It was interesting. It did make me think that I wonder, and I think I said something about this recently because I think the last 2 times, now we know Jeff is going to Dallas now, especially because he's dating Ty that lives there. And then Ty is flying to LA sometimes also. But it feels like the last couple times okay, let's think. Was Leah, I feel like the time, so in October, I feel like the time that Leah Black was in Dallas, but I don't think she goes out with Jeff usually. Like, I think they go to dinner and she goes back to her hotel or house, whatever, in Dallas. And then that's when Jeff was out and he met with Patrick and Pole and Shane, I think. That's when he met Ty. You know what I mean? So, I don't know. What are y'all talking about? We're not talking about IKEA. What? Wait, what? Who are y'all talking about? Linda says Jeff wants the greatest and the latest. Not had Leah been on the Dallas shows, he was using her. I think they really are good friends, though. I mean, she offered her house for that Christmas party that he hosted in whenever that was, 2022. I mean, I think they really are friends and they go to dinner together and stuff. I really think he was, and I've asked him point blank, I've said, look, why? Why did he go to Dallas? Like, you never tell us why you're going to, he said literally to meet up with Leah. So, I think he loves Dallas. I think he's gotten a couple of friendships now, very rich people in the Dallas area from his $10,000 dinners. So I think it's been very good for him. And it's a quick flight, pretty much. But it just, I don't know. Am I the only one? It felt like when he said, there was no like, oh, she'll be on the show very soon, or she was just here, or I just talked to Leah. It seemed a little cold to me. And I don't know if that was just me listening or if anyone else felt that way. Yeah. Leah Black's been on Flipping Out. I mean, been there a long time. Anyways, Ryan says, Jeff mostly hangs out with people who are being paid by him. He's being a hypocrite, pushing Leah Black's for years. Now it's all about Molly's brand. I know. So I felt like when he was kind of saying that about Joey going to work for a competing brand, a beauty brand, I mean, it was about money. And the same thing, make no mistake, Jeff makes a profit from the codes. So when you use code Jeff or Jeff20, whatever it is, he's getting a percentage of that because he's basically saying, look, somebody not only went to your website because of me, they typed in my code. So they are saying, I heard about this from Jeff Lewis. Like that's a marketer's, a company's dream is marketing 101, right? So they did, it seemed like good friends. Brick and board looks. Y'all are talking about IKEA for some reason. I don't know why. What made y'all start talking about IKEA? I'm trying to figure that out. Oh, Debbie says Molly's brand is excellent. Okay, what have you tried? What do you like? I know it's been a while, but yeah. Charlie Charles says, I think that's why Garcelle left because she came after Dorit. And they were going to expose her bargain basement furniture in her home at her beach house, too. Are y'all talking about Garcelle's furniture? I mean, it's just a beach house. Maybe she doesn't want anything fancy, especially since she has 2 grandbabies now. They said Garage Sales House has IKEA furniture. Lisa, I don't know what that means. What are y'all talking about? Hey, Annie, you're not late. You're right on time. Yes, Linda says apparently Molly's brand is going to be in Sephora. I mean, yeah. I mean, she hosted a huge, very expensive, very nice influencer party for Jeff and all the other people. So, is it trashy? Come on, y'all. Why is it trashy? Sarah. Oh my God. We cover all the hot topics here. Bunions, IKEA, Bravo, Jeff Lewis, everything, right? Yeah. I did see that picture. Odd. But what do you expect? I mean, they're not on good terms. He knew that picture was going to get out. It's definitely a game of cat and mouse. I mean, PJ says, did you catch Dorit and PK at the baseball field? On Sunday, their son had a little league game and they're both there. And like, definitely sitting far apart from each other. Yeah, it was odd. Oh, Charlie Charles says, we're talking about Garcelle's IKEA furniture that's from IKEA, and she's coming after Dorit. Well, okay. All I'm going to see about that is if Garcelle can afford IKEA furniture and that's what she's buying, great. I kind of wonder if Dorit is buying brand name stuff that she can't afford. Respectfully, now, do I want a show about Real Housewives of Beverly Hills to be aspirational? Do I want them to have money? Yeah, but I want them to have real money. And it's come to my attention that the last 5 or 6, 7, 8 years, I think a lot of these people tend to put on like they have more money than they do. And I don't like that at all. Definitely not. Smilene said it was Leah Black at Chump Con. She was not. And I don't think that's her jam at all. Like, she doesn't like crap. I don't think that's her jam. I don't think so. Sarah says, do we think Joey's on the way out with Jeff? I find him increasingly annoying and entitled, and the stupid lies. I do think the tiny lies are kind of weird. And yeah, like even again, Jeff asked again about the price of the outfit, and he was like, well, it wasn't $3,000. I'm like, you said $3,000. And then he's like, well, I bought it 2 years ago. And Jeff's like, we're looking it up and we can't find anything that adds up to that. And now Joey tells us, because I guess some guy, maybe the dirty blonde guy that they're talking about that I think I had dinner with, maybe I need a picture of dirty blonde. Thank you, Kelly. Oh my God, you're so sweet. Sending me a sticker from YouTube. Thank you. I love you and your channel. Kelly from Northern Ontario, Canada. Wait, we're on in Canada. No, I'm kidding. Thank you, Kelly. I appreciate it. Calling in, asking about this outfit that was lost. Now he says, which I guess he had kind of said before, was a little confusing. I thought he must have put in a complaint to the Resorts World. I thought they immediately sent him a check. He is saying the girl that he left his stuff with in her cabana wadded it up in a towel, which I don't know, and it got picked up by the police. Well, they can't find it. I mean, you know what I mean? And also, I mean, I know the nanas were wadded up in the bedding, at a nice hotel in Hawaii, but you would think at a hotel, they would just pick up towels. They would know that clothes, I don't know. Like, why, when something is left behind, why can't people find it? It's so annoying. Like, seriously. What? LK says, I thought Joey told so many lies today. Which ones? I do think he took it in the ass. I do think that caller that called in to stand up for him about the Leah Black and the, you're always putting Joey down. Joey Zozig is his brand. He's been doing this 8 years. When you put him down, then other people in comments put him down. Definitely what Jeff says and thinks about people when he says it publicly, and definitely on his radio show, definitely the Chump listeners listen, right? So when you say things about, oh, let's do this spelling joke about Joey, let's do this joke if he knows this word, whatever. I mean, it does put that in people's mind. And, maybe there's a Chump listener that was going to do a brand deal with Joey, with their company, and now they're not. I mean, I don't know. But on the other side of this, which is Beverly D'Angelo bringing up, and Jeff agreed, look, they have a real friendship. And it's a business deal also. Jeff is very aware that he is helping out Joey when he comes on the radio for all these years. Joey is very aware. I had never heard of Joey. I'd never heard of Real Friends of WeHo. Ended up watching it because I liked Joey on Jeff Lewis Live. Okay. I followed him for a while. I love his content. I think it's very uplifting, very positive, very motivational. He's very nice. I do think he tells some lies, and I don't know that that's going to end well for them. Like I don't think anytime soon, but I can see where something can go off the rails. You're not wrong. Heather says Jeff just loves a punching bag. Stoney says Jeff doesn't care about most of Joey's petty lies about money, but one of these times Joey will lie about something Jeff cares about and it'll be over. And apparently, we still never heard exactly all the details of the Jeff and Paige Davis fallout, but he definitely says that she was lying and there was reasons he didn't trust her and he wasn't going to sit around and wait for her to whatever. So we never really heard about those exact details though. Or did we? I don't feel like we did. Melissa said Heather McDonald's has certainly had a glow up since her break with Jeff. Has a new house, a desert house. She's wearing higher end clothes and bags and jewelry. Yes. I think something might be going on with Heather McDonald personally. In her personal life, somebody told me, but I don't know it to be true. So I just know what I'm told in my DMs, unsolicited in my DMs, that maybe her house is going to be up for sale soon. I don't know. Charlie Charles says Jeff knows that he has the platform to destroy people's future. Jeff knows what he's doing. That's why old friends don't come back. Yeah. I wondered. I felt like it was going off the deep end today. I don't know. That's what someone said. Yes, that's what someone said to me earlier this week. Debbie says, how can you be involved with interior design and not know what primary colors are? I guess he does decorate with a lot of beiges. I mean, even I was confused. So I was dropping something off at the post office when they said that, and I heard her say green and yellow, and I was like, is green a primary color? And then I started questioning myself. So I don't even know. Sarah says, blink once for Peter, blink twice for the kids. Well, can she divorce her kids? I don't think she would divorce her kids, would she? Melissa says her old house is on the market. No, I think I was told, I'd have to reread the DM. I thought I was told the desert house. Let me go reread the DM. Let's see if I can find the DM. I won't read it verbatim at all. God, let me find who sent it to me. I've got to recognize the name. Let me see. I thought they said the desert house. I cannot find it. It's way too down. But anyways. Okay. Michael says Heather's not getting a divorce. I can tell you that. I don't know. Heather says Jeff goes after his chumps and I get the shtick. What I find offensive is how hard Shane joins in these days. Yes. So today, when Jeff mentioned, or when Joey mentioned, Jeff said some joke about the company that sponsored Joey on the what's the name of the damn coach house? What's the damn place called? Whatever that thing, Stagecoach, Coachella. I'm never going to get them right. The brand that he went through, and Jeff was like, oh, that brand sucks or whatever. They're like, they're dead to me. And Shane said the same thing. And I was like, dang, like if that company wanted to pay you, I bet you'd be like, hey, Jeff. She did? What does that mean? LTD says, I think Heather McDonald sold her podcast a couple of years ago. I don't know what that means. I thought she produces it herself. That way she gets all the money. I don't know. Y'all, I only know what I'm told, and anything can be told to me. No idea. But that is what I was told. I'm trying to get rid of that. Okay. Shane is so empowered and mighty, but without Jeff, he would be nothing. Just saying. I don't know, Stoney. I feel like Shane is very motivated, very dedicated. I feel like he would do any kind of a job, good. So I feel like he's a perfect fit for Jeff. I feel like he keeps all the secrets. He does all the things. For the most part, he doesn't complain. You know what I mean? I've kind of thought that for a while. Deja Monet says, I didn't listen to today's show, but I think Shane is just not a fan of Joey in general. I've felt like that for a while. Like I've never gotten a vibe that they're like good friends. You know what I mean? It's almost felt like, I don't know. I haven't heard any. Sarah says, is there any more Chump Con gossip? Not that I've heard of. Yeah, Kimberly J says, at this point, with all his experience he's gained from Jeff Lewis, I think Shane would now succeed in anything. Yeah, for sure. And, he's made a lot of money. Joey, Tracy Smith says Joey's in his slut era. He hasn't had sex for 2 days. All weekend, he said. Although whatever happened to this celebrity, A-list celebrity he was apparently dating during Chump Con, and that's why he didn't want it out that he slept with the cowboy dude. So weird. So weird. Okay, when Jeff was making the comment about there was a chump that was nasty and they had to get removed, he didn't say he or she. They said he had crossed a line. They had crossed a line. I guess it's Justin Martindale. Michael Riley texted that immediately, and I was like, oh, like that's all I could I couldn't think of him at all. I mean, I guess he hasn't really talked about the Justin Martindale thing in so long that I kind of forgot they had a falling out. I didn't think it was all that serious for him to even talk about it, but I guess that's who he was talking about. So I mean, that's what's confusing. Kimberly J says Mike White, LOL. I mean, he, the whole show started today with Beverly D'Angelo basically saying, like, look, and even Annie was chiming in going, look, we heard you say this. You were definitely saying this was the ending of the finale of the White Lotus, and you knew someone and a producer, and, Beverly's like, you definitely wanted us to know that, oh, you have the end, somebody. And he was saying something about the writer. Well, everyone knows the only writer for the White Lotus is that Mike White. So it's like, are you saying you're banging Mike White? Like, what are you saying? You know what I mean? Wait, hold on. Oh, you're definitely thinking it's Justin that he was talking about? Had to be Justin. It's definitely Justin. Sarah confirmed it at Chump Con. What did she confirm, Diana? Sarah says it was reference the in-house chump spats and what Justin said to Jade Cata fuck. Y'all are spicy today. Oh my gosh. Oh, Diana said Sarah also said that Heather McDonald no longer talks to her. Oh, I mean, I guess we kind of had to know that was going on, right? Oh no. PJ says Paul sat on behind the velvet rope with David. What's David? Freaking David. What's his last name? Oh my gosh, I have to look at my David Yontef. Good Lord, I had to look at my phone. Paul said on behind the velvet rope that a chump that had been sober for 7 years blew it at Chump Con. Well, a chump listener? Yeah, I think they mean a chump listener. There was one that they talked about on the radio that said that they had been sober. I feel like it was at that Aaron girl. Which one was it? I feel like it was, I don't know. Well, because he's lying Christina says, who cares that he gave the wrong ending? I think the point of it is that he was so adamant that this was the ending. He wasn't saying, oh, maybe this is one of the endings. He was very clear, like, this is a French movie. They had to get rights to the movie and, Beverly D'Angelo, who's a bigwig herself, was like, look, you were just trying to make it seem like you were in the know, you knew something. You know what I mean? It was, I don't know. Stoney says, Joey lies. He was paid a free taco to show up at the White Lotus finale, and he parlayed that into a relationship with the creator in his head. Oh, good Lord. Y'all are on one today. Good Lord. Kimberly J says, broke sobriety for Chump Con. Oi, poor thing. I feel like someone called in and said that. Didn't they say that? I feel like the chump that did that called in and said that they had been sober. Not sober like an alcoholic problem. They just had not. Yes, they definitely called in. Yes, exactly. That's right. Sarah says, yes, the chump was sober through choice, though not an addict, so she's fine. Yes, exactly. Anyways, on the second hour, I keep calling it after show. The second hour was Joey Kennedy and Beverly D'Angelo. I mean, not a lot I didn't write hardly any notes down. You know what I mean? Monroe wants to miss school. And, basically Beverly was like, you need to find out why she's wanting to miss school. I mean, we know it's the end of second grade. We know it's the end of any grade. Anyone is like working it through things, right? The teachers, the kids, the staff, everybody is kind of mulling through the end of school. But, Beverly was like, well, you need to figure out why she doesn't want to go to school. So I don't know. Oh, Lisa says, I'm still California. So that's awesome, though. Be as sober in everything that you want to be. Oh, Michelle says, like I said, both hours were unbearable. Well, and that caller that called in and said, look, your shows have been very boring. On Friday, it was a 2-hour infomercial. I mean, that was rough. I mean, she said, I forget what she said exactly, but the caller that called in today, it was a very ballsy call. I was like, oh my gosh. Really? I think sometimes she can. Heather says, when Beverly gives advice, I just cringe. I mean, I don't know. No advice needed from Beverly. Oh, Charlie is California sober too for 3 months. Awesome. What does that mean? Lisa says, I love flowers. Where did that come from? Is flower another name for pot? I don't even know. Oh my God. What was she saying? She opens up the show saying she needs help with what she needs to wear, Beverly D'Angelo, because she's doing a Chevy Chase documentary for CNN. And I was like, Chevy Chase doesn't have the best reputation, right? Like, don't people think he's like a real jerk? So that was interesting that they're doing oh, flower equals weed. Oh my God, I did not know that. Okay. Oh, PJ says Jeff needs to leave Sirius and start a podcast. Well, I mean, I've seen it go both ways where people have a podcast network and go to Sirius XM. And then has anyone left Sirius XM and gone to do their own podcast? I don't know. I felt like Sirius XM was the step up, right? Doing your own podcast or with a podcast platform was kind of a step down, but I have no idea. Huckleberry is my favorite flower. That's awesome. Louise says, on May 3rd, I'll be 13 years alcohol-free, California sober. So proud of you. That's awesome. Anyways, well, we are going to wrap things up. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you for hitting the like button. Make sure you're subscribed and listen everywhere as a podcast. It's Sarah from Texas. I would appreciate it. Thank you over on TikTok for tapping the screen. There are almost 24,000 likes on TikTok. Thank you so much, y'all. I will see y'all tomorrow, same place, same time. Bye, Chumpettes.